Welcome everyone to the fourth round of Season 14 here in Division 2. We are at the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix. My name is NLiveFelix1. I'll be a commentator for today's race. As it stands, I am alone. Both Jonathan and Phantom have left me to race himself instead. Phantom should be joining in qualifying if he makes it. So we should have a 19-car grid for today's race, which is yeah, very, very nice. So hopefully that will lead to an exciting Grand Prix here. Okay, all dry it seems. Thank you to Gabriel letting us know about that. So yeah, no rain reported for either the qualifying or the race. I would say that's good news for the drivers. For me, I'm not sure actually if I would have liked to see some rain. Hungary is a track that, at least in the F1 game, I think it provides very good racing. In real life, I think it's a bit hit or miss. There are some great races, but it is quite difficult to take around here. At least in real life that is. On the F1 game, it is rather easy still. Well, rather easy to say. It's still pretty doable to overtake. Ah, there we go. Yeah, the first car out on track is the Sauber of Pigs, or formerly Ewig. He's changed his name a couple of weeks ago now. So he'll be the first low to set the benchmark for this qualifying session. The pole time in Division 1 was actually set by Foltz with a 14.0, so keep an eye on him. He might be one of the main contenders for this race. Outside of that, of course, the usual suspects I expect to be at the front. Pinky, after his first race win last week in Kota, took the championship lead as well. He is currently tied on points for the championship lead with Kuko, both on 48 points. Pinky had on countback since he's won a race while Kuko hasn't. So he'll be hoping to repeat that, or at least get another yeah, good points haul. But a very, very strong get out there today. A lot of fast drivers that are attending this race. Likes of Dylan, Sully, Gabri, Foltz, Tapdog, Bobodinho, Kuko, Pinky, Sean, Jonathan, Bazooka. Yeah, the usual suspect that we see in Division 2. Jonathan, that's actually the first time Jonathan is racing in Division 2 in a very long time, I think. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he actually does. Usually one of the, I would say, maybe upper midfield in Division 1 drivers. So you'd think you'll be someone at the front here in Division 2 as Pix goes completely off the track. How is that not an invalid lap time? But yeah, the game allows it, so it's gonna keep going. The cars behind him are all on the laps as well now. The, like I said, the pole time in Division 1... Or did I say the pole time? I'm not sure. I just said it was set by Foltz. It was a 1:14.000. Once again, how has Pix gotten away with that? That seemed illegal again. But yeah, 1:14.000 is the benchmark from Division 1. So I guess we'll be a bit slower here in Division 2. Then again, it was set by a Division 2 driver, so who knows? But we're looking at probably a low 1:14 for pole position then. Pix coming around the final corner now. And over the line, that's gonna be a 1:15.614 by Pix. And the second cross line will be the Alpine of Pinky. Quite a bit of ERS left, so he hasn't really used much of the overtake it seems, and he puts in a 1:14.652, almost a full second faster than Pix. So Pinky with the first proper benchmark, I would say. Action Rig over the line, a 17.5. Dylan with a 15.2 into second place there. We've got a McLaren up to the line, that is the car of Bobodinho. Gabriel with a 15.0 goes into second place there. Bobodinho now around the final corner, and he puts in a 1:15.064. We've got the Williams of Sully coming on the final corner as well now. Phantom has just joined, so yeah, we are now up to 19 drivers. That's Williams with 2,000 displays as well. Sully a 14.038. Less than a tenth separating him and Pinky at the front right now. Jonathan coming around the final corner now. Sean with a 25.1, so he's just had a spin or something of the sort on his hot lap there. Expect a big improvement from him later. Jonathan a 15.5 into 6th position. Pubdog around the final corner as well now. The other McLaren, Bobodinho currently in 4th, and Pubdog goes into 3rd, a 14.760. Ferrari of Kuko as well now into the final sector, a 53.5 middle sector, tied for a championship lead of course with Pinky, who's currently on pole. So this could be a crucial qualifying session for Kuku to make sure he can maybe take a championship lead after this race if he outscores Pinky and doesn't get outscored by the cars behind by too much. Over the line, a 14.968 fourth place for Kuku, 4th and 5th on 2 Ferraris right now. Mihai as well now, up to the final corner he goes. How far up the field can he take his Mercedes here? He has enabled, of course, the overtake button. Firmly pressed, a 15.329. Mihai takes 8th place. And I think that's everyone who's on a hot lap done. Sean might be on a lap actually, of course after his previous mistake on his lap. A 15.004 splits into Ferraris and he goes into 5th place there. Rather close between Kuko, Sean and Gabri. Action Rick is up by 2 tenths, so he's on a lap at the moment still. Otherwise, I think is starting in that one now is also. So we've got at least 2 drivers on a lap, the Alpine of Action Rick and the Aston Martin of Otherwise in 13th and 14th. Action Rick goes a bit deep there. There's a car on the right hand side, some sort of Ferrari letting him through while on the grass. See Action Rick a bit of a lift through turn 11 and he's up by 6 tenths there in the middle sector. So it looks to be a pretty decent lap by him so far. If he can just carry that through the final sector, can he maybe jump up the field a bit? He is 9 tenths behind Always, so quite a big gap there actually between those two. But we'll see, Action Rig around the final corner. Has he found a bit more time in the final sector as well? Overtake enabled, over the line, that's a 1:16.862. He stays in 14th. We've got Always up by 4 tenths in the first sector alone. One of the Saubers on the right hand side of the track letting him past. We'll see his sectors 2 split time in a moment. Bit of a lift through turn 11 as well. He's up by 6 and 3/4 of a tenth. That could put him ahead of Flavors and maybe a little bit more if he can nail the final sector as well. Certainly into the 1:15s. Around the final corner he goes, a bit wide from the inside curb there. And over the line, that is a 1:15.531. He goes into 10th place there as he gains a full 9 tenths. Jumping from 13th all the way to 10th, sorry. His teammate Desi on a lap as well now, Marcelio starting a lap I believe right now, Foltz on a lap also, our Division 1 pole sitter, so it'll be very interesting to see how he performs now. If he can repeat what he did in Division 1. And as he comes across the final corner, or across the line now, it's a 1:14.608 and Foltz has taken pole position by just under half a tenth. So pretty close at the moment. Between Foltz, Pinky and then Sully, Pupdog are all not far off either. Desi over the line, that's a 1:16.020. He is 15th at the moment. Apart from that, Marcelio on a hot lap. Foltz just finished his. Always not on a hot lap, and Desi not on a hot lap. So it's just Marcelio, I believe, who is currently pushing. Marcelio, let's see if he takes turn 11 flat. A big lift, Marcelio there, to get the car rotated into the corner. A 54.3 middle sector, but a V-Cup driver. Very nice there, all the way out to the curb on the exit. As he rotates the car through the second to last corner and now going to the final corner. A bit of a break. Fully back on the throttle as early as possible. Overtake mode enabled. Diaz open into the line. It's a 1:16.051. 31 thousandths there behind Desi. As he goes into 16th position. The McLaren of Pupdog on his second lap of the session. 44 thousandths up in the first sector. And he was really sending the car into turn 4 there just as I went on board. Staying all the way in 7th gear over the curb and just, yeah, absolutely sending it. Trying to gain every single thousandth possible. Keeps him in 5th gear through the fast chicane, now to 4th for the exit. Will take more than able to gain a bit of speed here to keep it flat. Yes, he keeps it flat, very nice. Marcelio has crashed out, coming out of turn 4. So Ferrari closely ahead of Pupdog. Hopefully he will either finish or start his lap quickly or get out the way. Pupdog now through the second to last corner. And now into the final corner. He hasn't been blocked with Ferrari, thankfully. And over the line, is it going to be an improvement for the McLaren? Can he take pole position here? It's a 1:14.628, does improve by just over a tenth, but not quite enough. 20,000 still behind Pupdog. Pinky down by 1/10 in the middle sector. Let's see if he's gained in the final sector though. He does not improve. He's up, down by 2/10 in the end. Slowly starting a lap now. Dylan as well, but he's 1.5 seconds down. Cuckoo, pretty close to finishing a lap. I think he's the closest one. Oh, but he's touched the curb there, and he's into the barriers, but thankfully, he managed to catch it just enough so the car doesn't completely explode. But that's Cuckoo's lap done. He is waiting on the grass here to let the Red Bull go past there. Oh my god, what was that? Dylan, why did you do that? That was almost a massive crash, as Dylan went over to the right hand side of the track for seemingly no reason. But we now have Gabri on the lap as well. Bobodinho down by 2 seconds. Gabri, purple middle sector, up by 2/10 at the moment. So we're looking at a 14.8. Can maybe put himself in the top 5, or maybe even further up the field if he can gain a bit more in the final sector here. So, Gabri sending the car into the final corner, and over the line. That's gonna be a 1:14.598. Gabri taking pole position, 10 thousandths of a second faster than Foltz was previously. Sean up by almost 2/10 in the first sector. Keeps the car in 5th gear through here, still 5th gear, very nice, but down to 4th there for the exit. Dipping a tire into the grass, has a bit of unnecessary time loss. Keeps it fully flat, overtake enabled. Up by 2.5 tenths in the middle sector is Sean. Our winner in Qatar and our champion for the last 3 seasons here in Division 2. Looking pretty good on this lap. Can maybe move up the field a little bit. He's currently down in 8th. Apologies. And he puts in a 14.694. Goes all the way into 5th place there. And with that, I think we don't have anyone currently on a lap. So Gabri on pole with a 14.598, followed by Foltz, a 14.608, Pupdog 14.628, Pinky 14.652, Sean 14.694. How close is that? The top 5 separated by just under a tenth? Is that right? Yeah, just under a tenth, and then Sully also just under a half tenth away in P6 from Gabri. He's put in a 1:14.738. Dylan in 7th, a 0.877. Kuko, the last one, the 1:14's, a 968. Bobodinho 15.051. Bazooka 11th with a 10th with a 15.115. Jonathan 15.298 in 11th. Mihai 15.329 in 12th. Always 15.531 13th. Fix 15.614 14th. Flavors currently spun around the middle sector 15.815 in 15th. Desi on another lap at the moment, currently in 16th with a 16.020. Marcelio in 17th, crashed out with a 16.051. Then Action Rig in 18th with a 16.862. Fan and Fox not a lap yet, down in last place. We've got Desi, meanwhile, in the final sector here. He goes up by 4/10 in the middle sector, so we might be able to beat the likes of Pix and Allwise. And over the line, that's gonna be a 1:15.697. Goes right between them. Oh no, he doesn't actually. He doesn't beat Pix in the end. 15th. He's beaten Flavors, who starts in the lap now. Kuku is out on track as well. Let's see if he's on the lap. Yes, Kuku and Flavors are the ones currently on laps. Kuku's a bit further along as he comes into turn 3 here, of course. Fully filled out, overtake mode enabled. Let's see his sector 1 split. Has he got a good start for the lap? Yes, he does. 1 3/4 of a tenth up in the first sector. Bobodinho on lap as well, and I think Pupdog just come out of hits here. Bobodinho, Kuku, Flavors are on laps at the moment. We'll quickly check Flavors. Doesn't say. Thank you, EA. What about Bobodinho? Coming through turn 2 right now. Kuku. Has he slowed down? What's the yellow flag that's going on in the middle sector? That is Kuku, yeah. Kuku must have been validated. Bobodinho up by 34 thousandths. Kuku off in the grass here, so he's abandoned this lap, letting the Mercedes of Flavors pass through. Oh, Flavors, a bit of a oversteer moment there as he touches the curb. He's now down on his previous best, and I think that's a lap over for Flavors. So we'll go aboard with Bobodinho. Okay, the spectating doesn't work. I have to go through here. Oh, now it works. Weird. 34 thousandths up in the first, a tenth up in the second. So the slight improvement for the McLaren driver here. Absolutely sending the car into turn 12. Back on the throttle on the exit. Overtake mode enabled all the way. Into the final corner he goes. And over the line, that's going to be a 1:14. No, he doesn't improve actually. A 15.087. No improvement, stays in P9. His teammate Pupdog though has just started a lap right out of him. Currently 3rd place. And only 30 thousandths behind Gabri. Is that right? 20 thousandths behind Foltz. So the slightest of improvements could give Pop Dog the pole position here in Hungary. And let's see, up by 4 thousandths in the first sector. So decent start, he's just about beaten his previous sector 1. But we'll see how he does in sector 2, that's when most of the time is gained. Especially in the chicane, a very crucial spot of the track. And then this chicane as well. A lot faster off the chicane. If you get the exit right here, you can gain a lot of time all the way down this flat out section, all the way into, through here flat out as well, and then the time that you gained on the exit there is gained all the way through here, but it's actually down in this previous bed, 35 thousandths lost. But if he nails the final sector, this could still be pole position. Nothing is lost just yet for Pop Dog. Just over 2 minutes to go, so this will be his final lap. And as he goes into the final corner, has he done enough? Nope. Pop Dog goes into the pit lane, that's his qualifying done. Sean, I think, just stopped at the 5th place there. Or is he starting a lap? I'm not sure. I think he's just starting the lap, okay. So, Sean, currently the only car on a hot lap, everybody else either on an out lap or in the pit lane. And on the first sector, Sean is down by 85 thousandths, keeps it fully flat through turn 4. The car absolutely, sticking, without issue. Riding those curbs very nicely. Into the middle sector of the lap. Out of 4th gear for the exit. Just tapping those curves everywhere. And then he's up by 2.5 tenths in the middle sector. This could be a new fastest time in the session and potentially in pole position if no one else can beat it. If he just gets the final sector right. Sean is on an absolute flyer right now. Bit of an overstay moment coming through turn 13. But into the final corner, down to 3rd gear, maybe 4th for the exit, there we go. Overtake mode enabled and over the line. That's a 1:14.440. Sean is on pole for now by just over 1.5 tenths to Gabri. Pinky starting his lap now. Mihai, Desi also on laps. Mihai might have a bit of traffic here. Oh, he's actually not on a lap. Okay, it's fine. Desi coming through turn 1 will go on board with Pinky as he's the furthest along on anyone on the lap, and also of course one of the front runners. Full starting his lap now. Pop Dog has retired. So he's done, he will not be improving on that 14.628. And Pinky in the first sector, up by 2 tenths! What a start to the lap for Pinky. If you can just carry this through sector 2 and 3, that might already be enough for a pole position here. And a really nice exit coming out of the chicane. A bit deep through there, but it is not lost yet. A bit of an overstay moment. But it all looks quite decent for Pinky. Bit of a lift coming through turn 11. Ultimate mode enabled. It's up by 3 tenths here. Pinky is absolutely flying, even more so than Sean was earlier. Pinky's on for a 14.3. Can he bring this over the line? Really nice line through turn 13 there, all the way on the inside. And now into the final corner, very wide for the exit. Overtake mode enabled, Diaz open to the line. That's a 1:14.228 for Pinky. That is pole position. Folds up by 1.25 of a tenth. Sully up by 86 thousandths. Can anyone else steal pole position away from Pinky right at the end? Dylan goes into 3rd, 14.485. Folds into 4th. Gabri up by 1.5 tenths. Well, still, Gabri comes up to 9. Can he jump into a position? The top 4 are all done. Over the line for the Ferrari driver. What's it gonna be? That's a 1:14.448. 3rd place for Gabri. We've got Sully and Kuko still going around as well. Sully coming through the final corner now on his Williams. A 14.738 to beat on his previous best. And that's a 14.453 as he goes into 4th place. Kuko over the line, 7th place with a 14.543. Jonathan over the line jumps into 9th with a 14.929. That's qualifying done. Everyone has completed their laps. And it is Pinky taking pole position here in Hungary. After his win last week in Kota, he is continuing his great form. Sean Moole in 2nd place, right alongside him on the front row. Pinky with one hell of a lap at the end there to steal that pole position from Sean. But how close is that from Sean to Sully to Dylan even? I mean, 440, 448, 453, 485, 523, 543 from Sean to Kuko. Yeah, really, really close there. Gabri in 3rd, Sully 4th, Dylan 5th, Fold 6th, Kuko 7th, Pop Dog in 8th, Jonathan in 9th, and Mihai rounding out the top 10 with a 14.957. Bobadinho in 11th, 15.051. Bazooka in 12th, 15.115. Always 13th, 15.194. Flamers 14th, Desi 15th, Pix 16th, 17th, Action Mick 19th, 18th, and Phantom Fox in 19th without a hot lap set in qualifying. Right, just about got through the grid at the end there. Had to really rush through it. But yeah, as reported, all dry for the race. I'm guessing we'll see mostly hard mediums, medium hard. The soft is not a great race tire. Might be seeing some two-stops as well. It is viable somewhat. A medium soft. And yeah, sunny skies here in Hungary. There is definitely not any rain on the way. The weather report I was given by the drivers has been firmly confirmed there. Okay, Pix is asking me for an invite. Hopefully I can get it done before the race starts. Where is he? He's not here. He's not here. There we go. Just in time. As the 5 red lights are on, we're ready for the race start. Pink on the right hand side, Sean on the left hand side. And Sean gets away very well there on the inside line. And I think Yashta and Pinky coming off the start. We'll see once the cameras adjust. Pinky and Sean side by side on turn 1 there. Pinky outbreaks him on the outside. And that is Pinky keeping the lead for now. Sean with a terrible exit. Gabriel on the outside line might then get him in the inside into turn 2. The Ferrari very far on the inside. No, actually, oh, there's contact! Oh! Gabri's round! Gabri's round and pointing at the wall there. Gabri down into the last place. A horror show of a start for Gabri, as he was almost looking at the P2 there, and now he's down in last position. Pinky at the front, followed by Sean, then Sully, Papdog, Kuko, follows Mihai in 7th. Dylan down to 8th with the terrible start as well. Bazooka and Jonathan rounding out the top 10 after the first half of lap 1. Couple of hards, mostly mediums though. The tire of choice does seem to be the medium for this race start. No breaks in the train as of now. Everyone really close together. And I think we are about to see a couple more moves going into turn 1. Dylan all over the back of Mihai there for P7. His action brake passes Pix, who hasn't, I think, taken control of his car again. Gavin is still in the train, but he is down in last place. A lot of cars to overtake, but not much time to make up as is. Jonathan in the pit lane, so I think Jonathan must have picked up some damage somewhere. As Sean is in the slipstream of Pinky, can he put a move on him? Not this lap, at least. Everyone staying rather calm actually on the main straight. I thought we'd be seeing a lot more movement. But no, everyone is staying with their Phantom up to 12th already. A great start by him as well on those hard tires. Can have a quick look at that actually. The position changes. As Pix has retired from the session. That is Pix out of the race. I think what happened is he left the lobby and that retires your car. If you press quit to main menu, it retires your car from the race as well. Happened to Gabri in round 1. So yeah, the biggest winner of the start is Phantom by 8 places. Gabri down 14, Jonathan down 9. Papdog up 4 as well, the great start there up into 4th place. And everyone really close together here. No gaps whatsoever in this train. All the way down to Bazooka from 1st to 9th. And there's a bit of a gap to Bobadinho. Absolutely crazy what we're seeing here. And as we're back on the main straight, DRS is now enabled, so it could be a good chance for Sean to take the lead of the race here if he wants to. But he doesn't have the ERS centered on Pinky, so everyone staying where they are as well down behind. We've got Bobadinho without the ERS to defend from Phantom, so he might be one to look out for in terms of being overtaken. Yellow flags for Jonathan in the final sector as he is spun around. So So Gabri's comeback is only up into 16th. He's past Action Rick, and he's looking at the back of Flavors. A lot of work still to do for Gabri here. And just look how close these cars are following through the mid sector. Mihai dropping back a little bit. He's gonna hang on to DRS this lap, I think. But he might be a problem for Dylan. Dylan might need to try and get around him to make sure he stays in contact with that leading train, as Gabri is passing Flavors in the middle sector. And he has found a way to pull that off. And now Dylan has got Mihai as well into turn 12. An orthodox spot from overtake, and it's had cost him DRS in the cars ahead, so he might be in danger of being re-overtaken by Gabri straight away. There's only one DRS detection point for both DRS zones after the final corner and after turn 1. So I think it's quite likely that Mihai is just going to come straight back at Dylan here. Meanwhile at the front, we do have Sean and Pinky fighting over P1, so I have to switch the cameras to that. And Sean, has he gotten Pinky? Oh, they make contact! Wow, and Sean is almost spun around there. But thankfully both stars are okay. Mihai having a look around the of Dylan, but it doesn't quite work out for him now. The switchback on the exit. Can he get him down to turn 4? Does he even want this? Burning overtake, but I don't think this is the place you really want to send it. Mihai's gonna try it anyway. No, he backs out of it. Sean now dropping back a lot of places here as he is down into 4th. Gets Pub Dog on the exit. Cuckoo now on the left hand side of Pub Dog, and he leaves him absolutely zero space. And that's Pub Dog spun around. Yeah, like I said, absolutely zero space left there by Cuckoo. I'm not sure what was going on there. Pub Dog has dropped to P11 behind Phantom Fox after that. And I'm fairly certain that is a penalty coming Cuckoo's way from the stewards post-race. At least of the first impression I had from that incident. Dylan is trying to get back into the DRS with the cars ahead on those hard tires. I must say, I definitely prefer the hard around here to the medium. The medium overheats quite a lot, quite early. Marcelio and Desi going side by side through the final corner. So I wouldn't rule out that the hard runners are gonna start flying compared to the mediums in a couple of laps. Bazooka has gotten past Mihai for 7th. Meanwhile, Marcelio and Desi still battling to turn 1. Marcelio has come out ahead in the end. Desi with a better exit maybe. Not quite, but Gabri, of course, looking at the back of this and thinking, I want to get past these guys. I'm losing a lot of time here waiting for them to finish that little battle. But he's not forcing anything. Gabri's being patient, making sure he stays in the race. Of course he knows what he needs is a safety car anyway. Until then he just needs to try and make sure to stay clean, move up places where he can, but don't force anything. As long as he stays in the race, nothing is lost. I would say a safety car, given the massive grid we have today, is quite likely that someone drops it at some point. So no rush for Gabri to make any moves. Dylan is still not quite back in DRS range to the cars ahead. Of course they are all gaining on him in those DRS, so this makes it quite tricky for him. He's... it's close! But I don't think he's gotten it in the end. Sumi now maybe in a position to overtake Pinky for the lead. He's burning some overtake down the main straight. But so is Pinky. Pinky of course does want to defend that position. Sumi has a little look up the inside, but he pulls back into the slipstream. Too far behind to think about ascent really. So all staying put in the leading train, the top 5 here. Pinky, Sully, Sean, Cuckoo and Foltz. As Gabi is passing Desi in action with ascent on Flavors into turn 1. Gets a stop, very nice move by the Alpine driver. Flavors thinking to come back at him, down into turn 2. Meanwhile up ahead, the Aston Martin of Desi has been overtaken by Gabi. He's now staring at the back of the V-Cab of Marcelio. Dylan, can he get back into DRS this lap? It does seem like he is getting closer and closer. Mihai still hanging to 7th there, doing rather well. He's got Bazooka and Bobodinho right behind him. Bobodinho practically pushing Bazooka there. So I think now is the time the hards are really coming into their own here. Phantom Fox as well, really closely behind, as Foltz has passed Cuckoo in the middle sector. He's coming out of turn 11 there, into turn 12 somewhere he's passed him, I think. Sully, bit far behind was Pinky this lap, not sure what happened there, if he's just leaving a bit of a gap as Gabri and Desi are battling once again for 14th. I think now, Gabri's a bit low on ES here, can he still make a move on Marcelio? What happened? Marcelio is going to try and defend. Bazooka has passed Mihai for P7. Gabri with the DRS, he has to send it if he wants to. Gets it. Oh, bit of a lock-up, but he does get it stopped near Marcelio, leaving the door wide open. Very respectful driving from Marcelio, definitely leaving him more space than he was entitled to prevent that incident. And Gabri now... Oh, a bit of contact made, but Gabri is ahead in the end. Desi up the inside Marcelio as well now. Oh, there's contact made! Marcelio spun around into the barriers, there he goes. And his front wing is completely removed. Very unfortunate for Marcelio there. A bit of contact made with Desi and the car just completely spins around. And that is his race completely ruined. He now has to wait for a safety car to have any chance of points still. Desi is gonna slow down and wait for him. So, well, it doesn't really help Marcelio all that much, considering he has absolutely no front wing left anymore. But still a nice gesture by Desi to at least wait for him. So Bodinho makes a move on Mihai, and Phantom tries to follow through into the second to last corner. Phantom around the outside of Mihai there in the Williams. And Phantom has pulled it off to the inside line for the final corner now. I think he has the advantage. Yes, he does. And he has gotten Mihai. Mihai might try and come back as low of ERS, but I think Phantom also has a low of ERS, so he's fine. Sully is taking the lead from Pinky. A big fight here in the midfield going on. Bazooka and Bobardino on the exit side by side, but here comes Phantom as well. Tries to send it up the inside to McLaren maybe? No, doesn't quite have the opportunity to do so. Pinky has gotten back past Sully, as Phantom taps Bobardino on the rear. Marcelio in the pits to get that front wing change, of course. Not a great race for the V-Cup guys, currently in 17th and 18th, as they swap places right now. Jonathan overtaking Marcelio as he makes his pit stop. Dylan passing Kuka, who is ghosting coming out of turn 5. So he's made some kind of mistake there. Seems to, I guess he's dropped it into the grass. He caught it. The Pop Dog with a penalty now, 3 seconds for multiple warnings. So he's been exceeding track limits a couple of times now. After 3 track limit extensions, you do get the penalty. Bobardino and Phantom all over the back of Bazooka. Lap 8 of the race, and the mediums are already firmly ruined, it seems. The hards much faster, seeing as Dylan has been moving up the field as well, and he's looking at Foles, who is looking at Sean, while Sully goes for the lead against Pinky. Or doesn't quite. Pinky has gotten the inside line. Sully with a beautiful switchback, and that should be Sully ahead of the Alpine driver, or is he? They're side by side in the turn 2. Pinky sticks his nose in there still, but Sully on the outside line should have a better exit. Pinky with a bit of a slide, and that's Sully ahead. That's Pop Dog and Mihai. We're fighting over 10 if their Pop Dog comes out ahead of the Mercedes driver. Phantom still stuck behind Bobardino. Bobardino actually, despite having the DRS advantage, couldn't get past Bazooka, interestingly. You would think it would be a rather easy move, considering how closely he's following in the middle sector, to then just fly past with DRS. But Bazooka is doing a very good job of hanging on to that 7th position here in his Haas, as he has a bit of a slide there, but it's not a position where Bobardino can take advantage and go for the move. That is simply not a corner you can dual side by side through, yeah, realistically, unless you have a massive tire advantage, which we don't have quite yet. But Bobardino is definitely thinking about it. He's using overtake coming into turn 12. But still, he has to wait for the main straight, but I think surely this time around it has to be his chance. Bazooka is managing ES quite a bit. I think he's turning it to none quite a lot, which is costing him time, of course, but it's helping him defend from the cars behind. Let's see. Can Bobardino get the move done this time around? He is very, very close behind as Pinky reclaims the lead from Sully. Bobardino to the outside line he goes for turn 1. Bazooka on the inside, goes a bit deep. Bobardino with the switchback. Beautiful by the McLaren driver. Phantom, oh, with a bit of a spin. He's caught it, and Bazooka has come out of Bobardino again. Another switchback for the McLaren driver. Contact made, oh! And they're both almost spun around. What is going on there? And now they're spun around. Very, very weird incident there. Bobardino dropping to 13th place behind Gabri. Bazooka dropping to 10th behind Mihai, although they are still battling over that 9th position. Bazooka trying to move around the outside, but he almost is off track. And now he rejoins 3 wide. And there's another crash. Bazooka is in the barriers. 3 into 1 does not go in that corner. And Bazooka is the one who comes out worst. His front wing completely destroyed. And we've got a virtual safety car just as Jonathan gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Bazooka still trying to rejoin the track here. Virtual safety car, that's actually great timing for the medium runners. They can pit for hearts now, which Pinky is doing, and so is Sully. Sean Dylan has to stay out, of course, on the hard. Falls in, Kuko in. Phantom has to stay out. Pop Dog is in. Mia's gonna come in. Yeah, they're all gonna come in on those mediums and make sure to put on some hards, which can go to the end from here easily. Take advantage of the VSC. Always is staying out, interestingly. Flavors is in. Action Rig is staying out. Yeah. Desi is in. And Bazooka is still back the pit lane under VSC still. It's gonna be a bit close. I've got Jonathan right behind him as well. Jonathan is in. Bazooka's in. Jonathan is staying out. Dylan now leads the race from Phantom and Bombardino. Then Pinky, the first one on the fresh hearts. Actually ahead of Always, crucially, while Sony is behind Always. But I will say that pit entry of Pinky looked a bit dodgy. So we'll see later on if that could end up in a penalty as well. I'm not sure if he actually crossed the white line. Because I'm not sure where the white line actually is around Hungary, but definitely sketchy, that pit entry. And Desi's got a rightful penalty for speeding under VSC, did not adhere to the delta, and that's gonna ruin his race a lot there, as he's gonna have to serve that drive-through and lose about 20 seconds. It will drop him probably to last place, behind Marcelio and Bazooka. Foles, Sully, Sean, Kuko all in a train behind Always, and they're all gonna have to try and get past as soon as possible. Those old mediums. Oh, and Foles with a send on Sully gets it stopped. What a move. Foles up into 6th place. And that means he now has the earliest opportunity to make a move on Always happen. But surely Sully's gonna try and follow through here. Always on those old mediums, how many positions can he hang on to here? He has got 4 drivers who all want to overtake him as soon as possible. Foles and Sully battling into turn 1 there as well. Foles comes out first, Sully's in 5th. And we've got Sean on the exit. Contact mate! Oh, but they're both fine. Sean is going to try and move around the outside, outbreaks him massively. And Kuko might even move around the outside as well. No, he gets freezed off onto the curb there. He was not significantly alongside. But maybe with a run down to turn 4, around the outside, surely not. Yeah, Always. Bit of a tap on the rear left tire, sends Always into an oversteer moment, which allows Kuko to move through. Certainly the cleanest of moves. A bit NASCAR-esque. Bobbardinho with a time penalty for multiple warnings as well now. So the race, still led by Dylan, of course. Phantom and Bobbardinho also on those old hards. They're all gonna have to make another pit stop in this race. And the gap is not that big to these guys, so yeah, they've been screwed over by that VSC quite a bit. Pinky is already almost in the back of Bobbardinho, and will catch him soon, of course, with the 10-lap tire advantage. You would think that that gap that they have is only going to shrink. Always now in the pits to get onto a fresh set of hards. Oh, Foles is ghosting through turn 1, not sure what happened here. Gabi with the fastest lap. Always with a change onto hard, just as I thought. Kuko has lost the DRS in the cars ahead here. Lost a bit of time battling with Always, while everybody else got through a lot easier and a lot faster. So he's gonna have to try and get back into the 1 second range of Sean. Once he has gotten the DRS back, it'll be a lot easier to stay with these guys. Pinky is caught up behind Bobbardinho now. He's losing time to Foles behind. Scavi makes a move on Action Rig for P10. Yellow flags for Action Rig actually, who spun around at the chicane. So I'm not sure if that happened while battling Gabi, or if that's why Gabi passed him. Either way, Action Rig rejoins the track in 14th. Pinky has lost a lot of time behind Bobbardinho. Foles is almost in DRS range. But now, finally, Pinky's gonna be released here, I think. Bobbardinho covers the inside line, forces for Pinky to the outside. But the Alpine driver with a massive tire advantage should be able to move around the outside here. Bobbardinho goes quite deep, and Pinky with the switchback gets him in the exit. Rather easy move there for Pinky. Bobbardinho made it quite easy with the mistake. That's Pinky up in the 3rd and back into clean air. And now Foles is gonna be the one who's stuck behind the McLaren. So the favor is returned, you could say. We've got Action Rig in the pit lane. After 13 laps on those mediums, he is going to switch on to, I assume, hards. Yep, hard compound tires for the Alpine. And now, yeah, Wardinho has lost DRS to Pinky. Foles gonna hope that he can get him on the next DRS straight. Maybe even earlier, as he's burning some overtake here. Is he gonna go for it? He is, and what a send by Foles. Gets it stopped on the apex and gets ahead. Did not want to waste any more time at the McLaren. And now, of course, Wardinho is gonna have DRS on Foles, which might help him defend from Sully, which would be absolutely brilliant for Foles if Sully can be stuck behind here. He tries to have a look around the outside. No, not quite. Now the exit. DRS enabled, ERS enabled. Can Sully overtake the McLaren? He has to. He can't be losing another lap behind him. Is he gonna send it? Yes, he is. Goes a bit deep, but Wardinho leaves him the space. And that's Sully up into 5th place. Sean now trying to get past the McLaren as well. And he comes up the inside into turn 2. A bit of contact made. But Sean has made his way through. So, most of the front runners have gotten past the McLaren now. Kuku's the only one who's still stuck behind. The next car that they have to contest with is the Williams of Phantom there in 2nd place. About a 3-second gap separating him and Pinky right now. But Wardinho, yeah, caused Foles to get a lot closer to Pinky again. He's back in DRS range. Sonny has lost a bit. He's back out of DRS range to Foles now. Kuko is gonna have to try and get a move on Wardinho on next DRS straight. No DRS for Wardinho, so it should be a rather easy move for Kuko. As Sean makes a move on Sully in the straight between the 2nd class and the last corner. Wardinho has not gotten DRS. Foles with the fastest lap. Can Kuko make a move on McLaren anyway? He's a bit far behind here. Wardinho covers the middle of the track. Kuko with a big send! And he gets on the inside line and he makes his way through. But Sully, I think, has a bit of a wobble, which allowed Sean to move through and Wardinho to come into DRS range. Now Pinky and Foles are all on their own here at the front. They have gotten the cars behind out of DRS range. Sean's best chance to catch back up would be when they catch up to Phantom. Of course, Phantom might have a bit of a reason to try and hold these guys up so he can help Sully somewhat. Of course, Phantom is a reserve driver, so I'm not too sure if he is too concerned about the team championship. Did in with a 3-second time penalty from the lead of the race. Well, the lead on track. The lead pit stop cleared is currently Pinky. Of course, Dylan, Phantom, Wardinho, Jonathan, all still with pit stops to make. Jonathan could, in theory, drive to the end in terms of the regulations. I'm not sure if this tire will last that long, though. Flavors with a 3-second time penalty. Pinky 1.4 behind Phantom. I think next lap will be the time that Pinky has caught up to Williams, and he's gonna have to try and move past him as soon as possible to make sure that the cars behind, the likes of Sean, Sonny, and Kuko, not catching up. Purp Dog moving past his teammate for 8th place. Not sure how much of a fight he put up there, but either way, Purp Dog is through. Up into 8th and can now start chasing after Kuko ahead. Marcelio and Bazooka also pretty close together here. Might be sitting up for battle. Desi. Whoa! Nice catch. But a big time was for him still. He's out of the ERS to Marcelio now. Foles has lost 2 seconds to Pinky. And he's right in front of Sean again. So Foles made a mistake somewhere. Pinky has been released from having a car in his DRS. Now Sean and Sonny on the back of Foles, with Kuko not too far behind. Pinky with a lot of ERS in store, but so is Phantom. Is Phantom gonna try and defend this against Pinky? Yellow flags in Sector 1 for Action Brake with Spun coming out of Turn 1. Now Pinky's gonna have to try and get the move on Phantom Fox here. DRS enabled, and both of course gonna be using some of the ERS here, but I think Pinky, yes, he's got the overspeed and Pinky moves up into 2nd place. No chance of Phantom, and he doesn't really try to defend it either. Pinky doesn't lose any time. If anything, he gained time from having Phantom in front of him with the DRS enabled. Marcelio with a 3-second time penalty now as well, multiple warnings. So far though, all of the drivers fighting for the podium places at the moment. No one with a penalty. Maybe Dylan, I'm not sure if he's in a fight for the podium, we'll see how it goes once those guys on the old hards make their pit stops onto mediums. If they can catch back up to this train. It'll be quite a long way. They really need a safety car. Foltz almost caught up to Phantom now. But will he be in a position to make a move? Or will he take one more lap to make the move on the Williams driver happen? He's pushing quite a lot here to make sure he gets as close as possible and set himself up for the move on the Williams driver. And yeah, he has pushed enough to get himself close enough, I think, for a move at least into turn 2. Use the DRS on the first main straight, on the first DRS straight to get close enough and then make the move to turn 2. I think that's the plan for Foltz here. Or is he gonna go for it immediately? He's gonna go for it immediately and Phantom leaves him the inside open. Foltz takes 3rd place. But Sean and Sully are still stuck behind him for another lap, so Foltz is taking great advantage of this to make sure he gets the move done while the cars behind him don't. So they're gonna now lose a lot of time stuck behind the Williams or Phantom Fox. That will of course help Cuckoo and Pubdog as they can catch back up to Sean and Sully. Foltz almost caught back up to Pinky, 1.2 seconds a gap now. So that is still far from over as well for the race win between Pinky and Foltz. Sean is now all over the back of the Williams. Phantom might actually hang on to DRS of Foltz here. It's close, but I don't think he will, as Foltz gotten DRS on Pinky. Pinky not using too much of his ERS, he is conserving at the moment. 100% of the battery left to play with. As Slavers makes a move on Jonathan, who is spun around, coming out of the chicane. He's now got always all over the back of him. But as we back on the main straight, Sean with a move on Phantom Fox, and Sully might try and follow through. We'll see if his teammate lets him go. Phantom goes very deep, and I think that was a team order, yeah. It looked like it at least. Cuckoo though is stuck behind. Too far back to make a move on Phantom Fox. Sean is caught back into DRS range of Pinky. Of Foltz, sorry, who has lost DRS to Pinky. Scarby makes a move on Bombardino, moves up into 9th. Always makes a move on Jonathan. Desi makes a move on Marcelio. So also still battles going on outside the top 10. Must say, I'm surprised. We haven't had a single DNF to an actual crash yet. The only DNF we had is Pix, who got his car retired when he left the lobby after he disconnected between quali and race, joined back, couldn't take control, pressed went to main menu and retired his car. But apart from that, everyone has been able to keep going the entire time. Mihai now with a penalty, which I believe is his first. Yep, the only one with 6 seconds is Marcelio, everybody else has 3 seconds or nothing at all. Cuckoo with a move on Phantom Fox, moves up into 6th place, back to the racing line, the turn 1, a very easy move. Phantom not putting up too much of a fight. Yellow flags once again for, I guess, Jonathan? Who else was there? Yeah, I must have been Jonathan. Foltz trying to take another Pinky, but Pinky now picking up the pace a little bit, making some use of some of his ERS to keep Foltz out of the ERS range. Pinky, of course, he really wants this race win. It will be the 2nd one in a row if he were to win it, and it would give him the championship lead. Well, he already has it on countback, but it would give it to him on points. Cuckoo down in 6th place, who is currently tied with. Cuckoo has now finally gotten to the ERS range of the cars ahead. He is within a second of Sully, who picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Pinky in the ERS range to Dylan now, but can he make a move on this lap or is he stuck behind for another lap? Perfect timing for Pinky, Dylan into the pits. Lap 21. The Red Bull driver picking up Mr. Golden from here, and Pinky picks up a DRS for 2 straights and doesn't even have to make a move. So some free time game for Pinky. And he'll be very happy about that to extend the gap to Folt a little bit and just make sure he's that little bit safer in P1 there. And Dylan Phantom Fox in as well. Dylan will come out, I think, behind Mihai in 10th. As the McLaren of Bombardino, he will come out just ahead of Mihai, side by side Bombardino on the exit. Can he get the McLaren? I think he can. Bombardino on those 21 lap old hards has absolutely no grip to defend that. So Dylan coming out in 8th place, Phantom in 11th. 4.5 seconds between Dylan and Gabri, and then 6 seconds to Pubdog, so let's check the gap to the leader. 18 seconds between Dylan and Pinky in 13 laps. So yeah, a bit of a mammoth task for Dylan to get back into the fight for the podium. Rather unfortunate that VSC really screwed over the guys who started on the hards. In theory, I think the hard medium is the much better strategy around Hungary. But you do run the risk of a VSC like that, which, yeah, screws you over completely. Train forming here from Folt to Kukro from 2nd to 5th. Sony with the penalty is currently looking at a P5 at best, so he's gonna have to try and get a move on and build a 3-second gap, but of course that is much easier said than done. These guys are all very close on pace, so it's gonna be very unlikely that he can build a 3-second gap to the cars around him. As Mihai and Bombardino are fighting over 9th. Mihai with a massive tyre advantage should be able to get the McLaren driver, and he has Mihai up into 9th. Of course, they are both being chased by Phantom Fox. This fight for the final points paying positions from 9th to 11th. Pretty big gap behind the Flavors though. Who is still battling against Always. Kuko is once again out of the edge, which is Sully, so Kuko doesn't quite seem to have the same pace as the guys ahead of him. Sully with a lot of EIS to play with. Falls 1.6 behind Pinky, just can't quite seem to get that gap closed. Pinky doing a brilliant job at the front. Just making sure he has a nice and boring drive to the end of the race. He's not on screen much, which I'd like to show our race leader a bit more, but of course if he isn't doing anything, apart from just driving laps, I can't really go to his onboard while there's battles going on. Dylan with the fastest lap now, 16.5 on those fresh mediums of course. At least that bonus point should be one of the drivers pitted for the mediums late. Unless someone pits for softs late or something like that. Which I guess it's quite likely because everyone from P11 downwards of course has no reason not to. They have nothing to lose. So especially someone like Zuka, Jonathan, Always, who have pace for maybe a better position, they have quite a good chance of picking up the fastest lap if they pit for softs right at the end. Folt is now almost on DRS with Pinky. Just as I said last lap he couldn't close it. He has closed it now, but Pinky with a lot of EIS here. Not sure why he's not using it. He's leaving time on the table there, the Alpine, by not using that EIS. And it's allowed Folt to get very close, but not quite within the EIS range, but he has dropped Shauna off the EIS range. While Sully has dropped Kuku out of the EIS range, so Shauna a bit vulnerable now. Now Pinky's using a bit of EIS finally. Dylan has caught up to Gabi, that was very quick. He's on the back of the Ferrari, and I think he will be able to put a move on him pretty soon. Gabri is doing some hot lap EIS here to defend it, but Gabri has no chance in the end. Dylan on the inside line, outbreaks the Ferrari, and he's up into 7th. Not much Gabri can do about that. Just a massive tyre advantage in favor of the Red Bull. Phantom has caught up to Mihai. Bombardino is finally in the pit lane, and he'll put on some mediums for the last 10 laps of this race. So they come out probably behind Flavors and Always here. Yeah. So in 13th place, as Phantom Fox is practically pushing Mihai through the first sector here. As Mihai is left! While running in a points-paying position, Mihai disconnects. And that is absolute heartbreak. That would have been, yeah, a really good chance of points from Mihai. I'll invite him back in as soon as I can. He's not going to lose quite a bit. Thankfully for him, he at least has a big gap behind. But still, this could cost him. Foltz, has he gotten DRS on Pinky? Yes, he has. Foltz finally in DRS range for Pinky, and the 5th of the race win is on. Pinky and Foltz. Sean in DRS range as well, Sully in DRS range as well, the top 4 in the train. Kuku a bit further behind. But of course, Sully with the penalty. Dylan still making moves. How close to leaders is he now? 13 seconds, already made up quite a bit of time here. As Sean had a spin coming out of turn 1. Drops down to 5th place behind Kuku. That could be Sully's chance to pick up a podium still. He's now got 1.7 seconds to Kuku. Yellow flags for Jonathan. Foltz and Pinky now in a train of their own. As the spin of Sean has disconnected Sully from the leading train as well. But if he can extend that gap to Kuku, he can get a podium in this race. Mihai is back in. He's still running in 10th. Action Rick has crashed out, and we've got a full core safety car! Full core safety car with 9 laps to go. Action Rick crashing in the middle sector. You can see him there on the left hand side. In the barriers, he's just despawned. And that's really interesting. What do you do as strategy now? Do you pit for mediums? Do you pit for softs even? I think a medium, if you have one, is the best choice. If not, you could go for a soft, but staying out would definitely be the wrong choice here with those hard old hearts. But yeah, absolutely everyone coming into the pit lane. Interested to see what Dylan and Phantom do. They have penalties. Dylan is also in the pits, and so is Gabri. Of course, they are gonna go to either mediums or softs here. Softs for Sean. Apart from that, it's mediums in the front running group. Pop Dog of the softs. Gabri from double stack behind Kuku's gonna lose a bit of time here. Phantom Fox in, Mihai in. And of course, this does bring everyone back into the fight. Marcelio just about avoided getting lapped. If anyone of that leading group had stayed out, he would have been lapped. But he's gotten lucky. He's still on a lead lap and he can catch back up to the safety car. Phantom on medium and soft as well. Flavors coming in, Always coming in. Flavors might... Oh, he's... Okay, no, he had a big gap to Mihai, should be fine, he won't double stack. So I think he might drop behind Always, but I think... Oh, he actually has gotten a bit of a slow stop here. So it could be close for Flavors, he might lose out to Always. And indeed, he has lost out to Always. Flavors coming out in 13th, Bazooka 14th. Jonathan in as well, 25 level hearts, those really needed replacing. New front wing, soft compound tires. Soft for Desi as well, Marcelio. He already pitted last lap. So, Pinky leads the race on mediums, followed by Foltz, Sully, then Kuku. What's going on here? Kuku and Sully don't seem to be in agreement of who is supposed to be at. Have they decided now? I think Kuku. Yeah, Kuku is ahead of Sully. Then Sean, the first one on the soft compound tire. Followed by Pup, Dog, and Dylan. Gabri in 8th, Phantom in 9th, Mihai in 10th place did not pit. Mihai did not pit? What? Why wouldn't you pit? Wait, oh, he did pit! Because he must have pit, playing as a double stack. Mihai just went on to use mediums. And those used mediums in question were his mediums from the start. Is he gonna go back in? Yes, Mihai back into the pit lane. So a strategic blunder by Mihai there to go for the used mediums. I guess he picked softer tire allocation, which meant he only had one medium available. But 4 softs, and he's not gonna go on to that 4th soft. And he will drop outside the points, behind Bazooka. That has cost him dearly. A very unnecessary drop of positions by Mihai there as he makes a strategic blunder. Having gone for the wrong tire selection when he first made his pit stop, had to do another one. Drops from 10th to 14th. So some work to do for Mihai if he wants to get back into the points paying positions here in the Hungarian Grand Prix. In terms of penalties, you've got 9 for Marcelio, 3 for Jonathan, Mihai, Flavors, Babudinho, Phantom, Dylan, Pup Dog, and Sully, and everybody else without a penalty. And I'm gonna have a sprint race to the line. It's a rather short sprint, so I'm surprised we didn't see more softs, but the problem is that the soft, even with this short of a run to the line, it does just die out rather soon. So I think what we'll see here is on the restart, the soft tires will be a good bit faster, but then as we go throughout the rest of this race, the mediums will come to their own more and more. So it'll be quite an interesting dynamic to see which strategy ends up being the best in the end. We've got 7 drivers on the softs and 10 on the mediums. Safety car in this lap. It'll be Pinky conducting the restart. He can now slow down the pack. Make sure he has a good enough gap to the safety car so he can go whenever he wants to. And make sure Foles doesn't jump him into turn 1. When is Pinky going to decide to go? The safety car is in the pit entry now. He has to wait a little bit longer. He's a bit close to it, so it's going to be quite a late restart here. And Pinky is not gone just yet. Waiting very, very late to the line. There he goes, finally! A very late restart by Pinky. And he has caught Foles off guard a little bit. Movement in the background. Gabi with a move on Dylan. Sean and Kucho as well. And there goes Papdog up the inside, sensing it into turn 1 up the inside. Pinky holds on to the lead against Foles behind Sully, and then Sean has moved up in the 4th on those soft compound tires. Dylan and Gabi battling over 6th. And I think Dylan has come out ahead. Yes, he has, okay. Bit of squabbling in behind as well. Flavors Mourinho Bazooka, I think that was. At the front. Pinky still safe. Sean on the softs making moves, of course. Next car that is his target is Sully. On those mediums. He's the one to get past Sully as well, so he can maybe have a look at the front runners and maybe even have a go at winning this race. With Sully's time penalty, he doesn't have much of a chance, but Sean on those softs might be able to make something happen here. I would say Pinky, Foles and Sean are our main favorites for this race win. But of course, with everyone this close together, absolutely anything can happen. The entire field within one DRS train now, so DRS will be enabled when it comes to the line and will have DRS from next lap onwards. As of course, there's one detection point before the final corner, which has not been used yet. So next lap around is when the rear rings will be opened for the first time. Sean couldn't follow Sully quite that closely, so not able to make a move when it happens. Sully safe in 3rd place there. Not a whole lot of movement either down the field. Everybody keeping it rather calm. Although, Marcelio, he's round at turn 1. Very unfortunate for Marcelio there. A mistake at the first corner. As Mihai gets overtaken by Jonathan. Takes Marcelio out of the fight for some points in this race later on. Already in last he was before, but he's now further behind the field. And with the time penalty he has as well, I think 9 seconds. That is his chances of points firmly ruined. Foles dropping quite far behind Pinky, 8-10 separating them. Pinky really putting the hammer down, making sure he's as far away from Foles as possible, so he is safe from being overtaken. He doesn't want to be the leading car in this train, it seems. No DRS games from Pinky here. Further down the field, we've got Dylan all over the back of Papdog. Are those softs already dropping off? Papdog does not seem to be really making much progress, and Sean can't follow Sully either. Sully, though, a lot closer to Foles than Foles is to Pinky. Pinky with the fast lap of the race, 16.355. Of course, everybody on low fuel and fresh tires now, was to be expected that someone would put the fastest lap in. And Dylan with a send on Papdog up the inside in turn 1. But he does not get it done in the end. The exit was too bad for Dylan. He couldn't properly accelerate out the corner with Papdog on his left hand side. And he has to settle for 7th place still. Bazooka's lost DRS, but had the first break in the train. The top 10, all in was the DRS train. As Sean because of a time penalty. And that's Sean's chances of the race win ruined. Marcelio retiring in the pits. Understandable. He really was racing for nothing at this point. Might as well watch the last 3 laps in the race. I have an early shower. Hopefully he does stay in the lobby though. He's the lobby host, so... But yeah, I think he's been lobby host for long enough to know he should stay in the lobby, otherwise it causes some glitches. Sully now quite far behind Foles here. But barely still hang on to the DRS range. That penalty for Sean does help Sully quite a bit. At the moment, Gabi is actually running in 4th place. It's a 3-4 for Ferrari right now with all the penalties, even though they're running in 5th and 8th. As Foles puts in the fast lap of the race. The assistance of the DRS that he has from Pinky, of course, helping him beat that lap. Yellow flags for all whites in the final corner. So yeah, with this late safety car, it's really helpful to avoid any penalties, and it's really helping Pinky, Foltz, Kuku, Gabri and Bazooka. They are all gonna make up a load of places as they cross the line on the last lap, if they can keep penalty free. Sean has lost the ERS to Sully, as Papnock picks up another time penalty. That's the second of the race, now it's 6 seconds. Sully is gonna hope that Sean can hold up Kuku as much as possible, so maybe Sully can still get that podium of his. 3 seconds is the gap he needs to Kuku to make sure he gets that third place in the end. Foltz now all over the back of Pinky here. Pinky not conserving ERS, Foltz is conserving ERS, and even though that's the case, Foltz is still able to follow Pinky really closely. And I think it might be about to see a lead change. Gabri and Dylan battling over 7th. Dylan rejoins the track ahead of Gabri, but he's now lost ERS to Pop Dogs. That will be a great opportunity for Gabri to claim 7th place on track. And of course get a bit closer to the cars ahead without penalties. Dylan moves over to the inside line. Gabri on the outside line, but at the front. Sully with a move on Foltz into turn 1. And has he got that done? No, he hasn't. Sean and Kuko fighting over 4th place. Sean comes out ahead in the end. Gabri has gotten Dylan as well. Pinky still leads, followed by Foltz, then Sully. Sean dropped quite far back now. Sully might already have his 3 seconds at the end of this lap to Sean and Kuko, which is the one that actually matters. Kuko with no penalty. So Sully might be able to claim that podium right at the end here. But his problem, of course, is that Pinky and Foltz, they're going to start battling on the last lap quite heavily. Because, of course, those two are going to give it everything for the race win. And that will slow Sully down somewhat. And that could be Kuko's chance. And Gabri! Gabri has dropped it. He's dropped down to 9th place here, rejoining ahead of the McLaren of Vobodinho. A massive mistake by Gabri. And... oh, no. No! The lobby's dead. So close to the end, really. Is it just me, or is the lobby completely dead? Well, we have a race result here, but it's gonna be complete bullshit. Shit. Well, that's awful. So close in the race. Like, it was like, what, 2 laps to go? And the lobby just completely dies. Do I still have an invite? I don't think I do. No, I don't. Yeah, we're 2 laps, like lap 33 or 35. And it just completely shut itself. Well, that is the least satisfying ending to a F1 title I think we'll ever see. That is so unfortunate, man. Well, I really can't give you any sort of race result at this point on the stream. Um, that is really the most annoying thing possible that could have happened there. It does seem to be on both my end and the driver's end, so we don't really have any sort of result. I guess we'll see how we sort this out in the coming days. What the results are going to be in the end. Um, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here. I hope you still enjoyed the race that we got to see, and yeah, see you again next week for the next race in Division 2. As always, Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. UK time. It'll be the Spanish Grand Prix, and hopefully that will go better than what went today. Yeah, goodbye everyone.